iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes. The best or nothing.
Hi guys, it's Sam Rosalie, and I'm here with Andrew Barth Feldman. Now, there's a really big deal happening because not only has iHeartRadio Broadway channel let me come and talk, but Elvis Duran the Morning Show has too. So this is my lunch meeting right now.
Oh, wow.
Which now everyone will know. I'm fangirling on a very personal level because I am one of those never was who went to a performing arts high school.
Where did you go?
I went to FPAC, Fine Performing Arts in Freehold.
Oh, okay.
So we're not far off because you're from New York, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you're right here.
Yeah.
And this is like, you won the Jimmy Awards. Like, that was a fable. That was something we used to hear about.
Yeah.
So at what point were you like, no, this is happening, I'm going to do this, and it's probably going to be fine? Or are you a skeptic like me, where you're like,
No,
this is never going down?
Yeah, no, that's me. My goal has always been, Broadway and building it up from the bottom and, just working until I got there. But I started working when I was 8. So
What is working when you were 8?
not working, but just like working on the craft. And I did community theater when I was 8. I did like youth theater. And I just worked really hard.
Right. Now, is this something that you were like, you know what I want to do? I want to get into theater? Or at that age, was it something that your parents were kind of like, try? No. Oh,
no.
okay.
My parents, it was kind of like when you tell your kid to like try like soccer or something, which I
Right.
did do. Did not like it.
That's okay. You're doing all right.
So yeah, they encouraged me to, go do like community theater, and they were like, it'll be fun. But I was so in love with it, and that was not the expected response that they had for me. Was that I would be like, I'm gonna do this with my life, and I think they just kept being like, oh, he'll grow out of it, and then I didn't.
It's a phase.
I call my mom the anti-stage mom. That's what we call her, because
Okay.
she so did not. When I was younger, I was like, can I go audition for this? Can I audition for this? Can I like? And she was like, no. I want you to have a normal childhood. And honestly, if I didn't, I would be such a jerk. Like, I would, like,
'Cause
not
this
be
is you
wanting
were
to do it
happy.
now. Yes, exactly. I understand it better than I would when I was 10.
Right.
So, thanks, Mom. But
The unsung heroes, the
Yeah,
parents who
she's
let
here.
everyone.
um,
She's here?
yeah, she's right there filming on her phone.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, so, no, this was what I wanted to do and always wanted to do.
This fulfills your happiness.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're off to a pretty good start, being that on the 30th of this month, which is January, I don't know when
We
we're
got a
going to
week.
produce this. 1 week. You are going to be Dear Evan Hansen. You
Yeah.
are going to be the Dear Evan Hansen.
The deer. Yes.
This is a big deal. So I first saw the show when it was in previews as a double date, which was the worst idea.
Oh, that's a terrible
It was
show
terrible.
to
I
see
didn't
double-
know what it was about.
Yeah.
It hadn't had hype yet.
Somebody asked me recently, like, and they didn't know anything about the show. Like, would it be cool if I proposed at the show? And I was like, wrong show.
What kind of tears do you want?
Yeah.
That would be it.
Wrong show.
So what was your experience first getting to actually see this show?
I remember getting in the car after my mom was like, "How was it?" And I was like, "I don't want to talk about it." Like, I was broken after the
Right.
show, and I had never seen anything like it because there's never been anything like it.
Yep.
So, yeah, I was in shock.
This is one of those shows that you really need to take time to digest
Yeah.
and process, and everyone will take a very different experience.
Exactly.
Away
If
from
you're
it.
a parent and you go see the show, you're going to find yourself and learn something about yourself you didn't know. If you're a kid and you see the show, you're going to learn something about yourself that you didn't know. If you're anyone, you are going to see yourself in one or all of the characters.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be emotionally prepared.
Yeah, totally. Bring tissues. Bring
Tissues.
Yeah.
Don't bring. I left my friend after the double date. I'm like, you guys are fine,
no.
right? I'm gonna go home, and I just left. But it was amazing. And one thing I really liked about it, beside the story, the music, which we were going to get to because this
Please.
is something you can just listen to
Yeah.
in the car.
Yeah, it's just a pop album.
Yes, soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
But it has an extra character that couldn't have existed 10 years ago because the existence of social media it deserves its own bow at the end.
Totally. It's social media is not, when you think about the story, it's a coming of age story with or without social media. But the presence of that, the hyperconnectivity
Yeah.
of social media and the underlying presence of that in the show amplifies all of the stakes and makes you, as a person living now in the 21st century in 2019, understand it and relate to it in a way that you wouldn't if it was just your average coming of age story from 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely right. And fun quote, although I don't know who said it, and I'm definitely butchering it, one of my favorite things I've ever heard of is an artist experiences all emotions they need to be a true artist by the time they're 18. You've hit everything. So you are probably right up there with anyone else at any age who could pull off what you're about to pull off.
I like to think so.
Yeah, no, don't. I want a little more confidence in that response, please. But in fact, I see it as even more of an advantage. You're going to be the age of Evan Hansen. Was he 17 in
He's
the show?
17 in the show.
Yeah, I mean, you have this gift that you can bring to it that no other performer is going to be able to, just because you just sunk by way of clock more into the role than anybody else.
That's what I'm most excited about, is I'm not 10 years from now having to say, oh, what did I think about this when I was a teenager? I am a teenager.
Right.
I understand every interaction and the nuance of all the feelings that he has in a way that is right now. And that's what I'm really, really excited to give to him. And even if I was stupid and couldn't figure it out, as an audience member, seeing someone who is the right age, you understand it more. When I saw Mallory Bechtel, who's playing Zoe right now, she's 19. And she is right there, and she looks the age of the character. And once I saw her, it changed every interaction she had in the show for me.
Yeah. It's like another gift of suspending disbelief for a moment,
Yes.
which is every audience member's job when they go see a performance.
Yeah. It takes a little weight off the audience's shoulders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that. We're so exhausted watching
Oh,
you
yeah.
work. It's just it's too much for us, really.
Yeah. You guys working too hard seeing the show.
I know. So, do you have? I imagine you've well tapped into this by now. Are you nervous? Are you excited? What would you describe the process of tapping in and out of this character? Because for your own wellness as Andrew,
Yeah.
it's going to be important.
Yeah. What I found to help get into his frame of mind, first of all, I've sort of written almost an essay of just who he is at the beginning, because he's so different at the end.
Yes.
So doing a run through and then doing it again the next day, he's a totally different person by the end of that he is at the beginning of the next day of the run through. So just to sort of get myself back to that frame of mind. Isolation also, and just bringing yourself to an isolated place helps to get into it, and to get out of it, talking to people who care about you and people you love, not in a way of I'm freaking out, but just reminding yourself
Sorry,
that
I'm calling you again.
Yeah, no, just okay, I'm a person, I'm not alone.
Yes.
Just to speed up, to catalyze the process of getting back to neutral.
Back to neutral. I like that very much. And if anything, something like this can remind you how not alone you are. If you've seen the show, you're laughing at me because I accidentally started talking a song.
Yeah.
But how not alone you are in the moments of life that are the most seemingly isolated. And that's kind of also why, beyond entertaining, beyond groundbreaking for a bunch of reasons, this show is responsible.
Yes. My cousin, who's like my brother, has autism and lives with autism. And so I started it when I was 12 years old, this sort of theater company with my friends. And we did a show or two every year for the past 5-ish years.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I was learning, shapes when I was your age. And you started this theater company.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Is that something that I imagine is on pause right
yes,
now?
it's on pause. That's
Right.
the best way to put it. We're on hiatus,
Right.
but definitely not over. I have plans.
You've got anything you do now is your all. You're done with hobbies, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
Anything, you're okay. I totally get that. What's it like working with one of the, like a song duo who, by the way, are way younger than I thought they were? We're in the age of very young musical prodigies. Pasek and Paul,
Yeah.
though, they came into Elvis Duran in the Morning Show during Greatest Showman to perform with Miss Settle, and I cried.
Aren't they the best?
They are so kind.
Yeah.
They're so.
Totally.
There's just like an essence that follows them. So were you surprised by working with them, or is it like Mickey Mouse taking his head off?
No,
like,
they're exactly what you think they are and who you think they are. And I had a meeting with them. One of the first things that I did with Evan was I had a meeting with the two of them and Stephen Levinson, who wrote the book, just to talk about Evan and the origin of Evan. And they're just a couple of goofballs. Like, they're so funny.
That warms my heart.
And like, they gave me their numbers, and I like text them, and they're the best. They're the best, and I'll get to see them some more over the next like week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's only been so far, it sounds like, positive surprises being a new person on Broadway.
Absolutely. The Broadway community has been so welcoming and wonderful.
We're getting the wrap up. So one thing, we are going to have a lot of people your age listening, watching this, and they are in definitely not the same boat. You're out on a yacht, but they're in the boat of musical theater is my passion. This is what I want to do. What do you want to say to those people, me literally 10 years ago? My God, I'm getting older. What do you want to let them know about pursuing your dream and just living your happiness?
Yeah, I think you have to learn as much as you can from everyone around you. Everyone, even somebody who's just starting out musical theater, learn from their passion. Learn from what everyone is on the same route, going to the same place. Just some people are at different places. But even if you think you're farther along on that route than they are, you can still learn something from them. Always learn as much as you can and just work really, really hard.
Great advice for you and really for any walk of life, it sounds like.
Yes.
Andrew, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I am going to be up there watching you. It's a creepy way to put it, but I'm going to go see the show again. I'll be the one crying the loudest. Thank you so much for letting me have this time.
Thank you.
I am pumped for you.
Thank you so much.
You got it, sweetie.